Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. 高天原にかむずまります。かむろぎかむろみのみこともしてすめみよやかむいざなぎのみことつくしのひむかのたちあなのおどのあはぎはらにみそぎはらいたもうときになりませるはらいどのおかみたちもろもろのまがごとつみけがれおはらいたまえ清めたまえとまおすことのよしおあまつかみ国つかみやおよろすの神たちともに雨のふちこまの耳振り立ててきこしめせとかしこみもまおす弥勒大神守りたまえ先はえたまえ弥勒大神守りたまえ先はえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先はえたまえ教えみよや主の神守りたまえ先はえたまえこんながらたまちはえませ。こんながらたまちはえませ。Great God of light, creator and giver of all life,
in accordance with your divine will,
the long age of night draws to an end.
your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Seated, we will now receive group Johrei.
Meishu-sama, bless you.
Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Makoto, no matter how hard and steep the world may be, I can walk onward with happiness and ease if I have the staff of love to lean upon. The integrity of those who have no faith in God is shallow and superficial. Those with faith have true integrity. Though we may speak thousands of words smoothly, if they do not come from hearts full of Makoto, they are empty and powerless. The vibratory power of speech can cause miracles. The universe is filled with ether, in which its basic sounds, with all their variations in frequency, are in continual vibratory motion. There are the soundless sounds. These are the soundless sounds and voiceless voices filling the ether. which human ears cannot hear. By means of its frequencies, all things in the universe come into existence, and they in turn emit certain wavelengths of sound. The words we utter are impressed upon the ether that surround us, creating vibrations that influence the spiritual realm. Noble or positive words emit high vibrations, which diminish the clouds in the spiritual world, while ugly or negative words emit low vibrations, which increase the clouds. The wavelengths of the words that convey good and loving thoughts are in attunement with the law of truth, virtue, and beauty. They are pleasing to the human ear because they penetrate the mind and contact the soul, the center of awareness. Conversely, bad and hateful words do not reach the soul but stop up at the mind. It is also important to note that it is not only the vibrations of the words themselves that determine their effect, but also the degree of purity of the spiritual being uttering them. The purer the soul, the more powerful will be the vibrational waves emitted by the words being uttered. Therefore, we must always do our utmost to raise our vibrations to a higher plane so our words will have greater power.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association. In the teaching today, Meishu-sama stated an important thing regarding the vibration of the words. The words themselves, they can have a high vibratory power. However, it depends also on the level of those who are uttering, who are saying them. And there is this part, noble or positive words emit high vibrations, which diminish the clouds in the spiritual world. While ugly or negative words emit low vibrations, which will increase the clouds. So if I don't think twice, if I don't count until 3 before saying something, but then, oh, here I go. I said something ugly. I said something of a low vibration. I made a gossip about something, made a negative comment about even the weather. Oh, today's so hot and humid here in the northeast part of the United States. So, and that vibration will increase the clouds. But we learn that the prayers that we say, that we offer, they have this powerful vibration, so they will help purify the clouds in the spiritual world. And another suggestion I would like to make, besides the prayers that we have, is reading Meishu-sama's teachings out loud. So when I read the teaching, I will receive light through the words, and that process is so powerful that Meishu-sama even said, and it happened with me a couple of times. I'm reading, but I'm not concentrating on what I'm reading. If I'm sleepy or my mind is not totally focused, still, even during that process, the fact that I'm making the effort, I'm making the commitment to read the teaching, I will receive light in the process. But if I read the teaching out loud, I will end with that thought. Okay, the words that I'm uttering, that I'm saying, will help purify the spiritual clouds in the environment, in my surroundings. So that's a positive thing to do. That may not be always possible, depending on where you live, depending at the time that you decide to read that teaching. But if you have a chance, do that with that thought. Oh, I will help purify the spiritual realm through by reading these very positive words which are in Meishu-sama's teachings. And today I'd like to share this faith experience from São Luís, Brazil. It is from Laura Rabelo. Laura is 35 years old, and since childhood she had suffered from various family problems. She developed emotional and psychological issues, and at the age of 30, she started undergoing treatment to combat depression. She lives with her 10-year-old son and has been living an isolated and sad life for a long time. And that's part of her struggle. However, in 2018, she learned that in the square of the neighborhood where she lives, there were free dance classes and physical activities. She started going to them with the expectation of getting out of the sedentary lifestyle, meeting new people, and having a healthier and happier personal and social life. In September of that year, she had a severe crisis of depression and stopped going to classes. The dance teacher, who is a Johrei member, when she noticed Laura's absence, went to her house and offered a prayer, and thus Laura received her first Johrei. She opened her heart about what she was experiencing, and the dance teacher invited her to visit the Johrei Center. That night, she managed to sleep well, something she hadn't had in a long time. So in the next morning, she went to the Johrei Center where she joined her dance teacher, who was waiting for her. Laura was introduced to the minister and was instructed to receive 10 Johrei daily and study the teachings of Meishu-sama. She tried to practice the guidelines with determination and faith. However, when she started doing them, her body started to blister, swell, and she felt itchy. At the same time, she started to have constant attacks of coughing. The minister explained that it was a natural process of purification and elimination of toxins. Confident, she continued receiving Johrei and reading the teachings. Simultaneously, she practiced the donation of gratitude and attended monthly services. For 6 months, she visited the Johrei Center almost daily and always joined by her son. With Johrei and serving the divine work, little by little, she overcame her purifications. Her skin irritation subsided, the coughing attacks eased, and the depression disappeared. Her son, Laura, felt a desire to become members, and in March of 2019, she received the Ohikari, and her son received the child locket. Currently, she no longer shows any signs of these purifications. She overcame the sadness of depression that had been with her for years, and in this way, she was able to suspend medical treatments. Laura now channels Johrei to her son every day. She reads the divine writings, regularly offers the donation of gratitude, and dedicated the reception of the Johrei Center when face-to-face activities became authorized. She feels very happy and is immensely grateful to God, Meishu-sama, and her ancestors for allowing her to find this path of light, where she could restructure her life. She's also thankful to her dance teacher, who reached out to her, giving her hand when she needed the most, and led her this path of salvation. Our commitment is to expand the light of Johrei to as many people as possible, so that they can overcome their sufferings and find happiness just as she did. So that was a nice experience from Laura, from São Luís, Brazil.
I want to thank you for listening to these words, and I want to wish you a very blessed day. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us and have a blessed day.